How should you set objectives for your negotiations? Who should make the first offer? Should you ever accept the first offer? Hi, I'm Potgieter, founder of JPA. Here at JPA, we business negotiation experts who help professional buyers and sellers to get clarity, confidence, skills and tools that they need to blast past their objectives. When it comes to setting objectives for your negotiation, it's very important to think about three key things. Number one is that you should be ambitious. You should never negotiate with yourself. Now, there's a key principle that underpins human nature, human behavior. It's the principle of reciprocity. And the principle of reciprocity says that we return to others the form of behavior that they exhibit towards us. So if I'm nice to you, probably I can expect that you'll be nice and polite in return. If I treat you in a way that's rude or impolite, probably I'm going to expect you to return the favor. The same thing is true in the context of negotiation, right? If I go in and I make a demand, let's say I ask for $100 for my widget, and you say, no, you can't afford $100, and I say, no, I can't move from $100. What is the reciprocity that I should expect from you? What is the behavior I should expect from you in return? Of course, you're going to say to me, I'm sorry, I can't move in your direction. My budget just doesn't stretch to $100. So what this means is we have to allow ourselves the ability to make concessions. If you want $100 for something, you should ask for more than $100. You should maybe ask for $105. Now, there is a cultural connotation here, depending on where you are in the world, whether you're in Western Europe or North America. That range for negotiation is much smaller. If you're in the Middle East, Africa, Asia, the range for negotiation tends to be a bit bigger. But you should always leave room for yourself to be able to make some concessions. Because think about it, if you're not prepared to make any concessions, why would your counterpart be prepared to make any concessions, right? The second point is you should consider about who should make the first offer. Should you make the first offer, or should you let your counterpart make the first offer? Here's the rule of thumb. Depending on the perception, and this is important, the perception, not the reality, the perception that you and your counterpart have regarding the relative position of power will determine who should be making the first offer. If you think, if it's your view that you hold an equal amount of power, then I would recommend that you go ahead and you make the first offer, because of the law of first impressions, which states that that which happens first is going to influence that which follows. So if you make the first offer, you can anchor the discussion around your number. But here's what we know. If it's clear to you that your counterpart does not have any power and you have all the power, and you believe that they also understand that they don't have the power, but that you have the power, then you're better off to let them make the first offer, because they're probably going to end up negotiating with themselves and lowering their expectations because they realize that you hold the power. So their first offer might come in well below what your expectations were. If that situation is reversed, if you're the person with no power and they hold the power, then you want to make the first offer, but you want to make sure you make the first offer at a level that's higher than you originally would, or higher than you normally would, given the fact that you're probably going to have to resist negotiating with yourself. So you need to be more ambitious in that case, right? And here's the third and final thing. Don't ever accept the first offer. If your counterpart puts out an offer and you think, man, that's smashing, that's great, don't just grab the offer. Satisfaction is created through the act of exchange, through negotiation. If you accept the first offer, it creates what we call buyer's remorse or seller's remorse. Now, I'm not suggesting that you need to haggle it to death, but you always want to find a way of letting your counterpart know that they have to do a little work for you to gain agreement. If you agree too easily, then afterwards they might feel cheated. They might think, I could have gotten a better deal, I could have been more demanding, and that might not leave them in the right mindset to continue the relationship over the long term. I hope that's been helpful to you. Here's to your continued success.